Hello everybody and welcome back to Thrones of Britannia and our Strat Clut campaign. Here we are making a kind of a difficult decision because while we just took Din Priest, which satisfied one of our mission objectives, got us a bit of money injected into the treasury, and helped give us a bit of extra food, we now have to worry about, again, defending our northern part of our territory from this Westernas army. Now, this is pretty beaten up. But I'm thinking we still need to go back to defend it, but we also want badly to take over both of the provinces here so we can hold this somewhat securely. So I think what I'm going to do is move this army north. And that gets us close enough to defend that in a couple of turns, which should be just around the time they get there, if they're going to get there. And in the meantime, we're going to raise an army down in the south here. And we've got enough food for 4 units. Let's check on our building to see how that's progressing. Okay, so we're not doing any building currently that would give us more food, but I think we'll be fine. So let's raise that army. We have, let's see, okay, so we could raise this guy. This is a general currently, and he's waiting in the wings. He would be free. So yeah, let's do that. It'll be good to have a general in the north, a general in the south. Yeah, so he's not going to cost anything.
We will serve you well.
And we already know his loyalty, which is also nice. We'll put him in the city, and we will grab 3 units. So let's go with that melee cav. Let's go with a spear and an archer. I'm just curious how our tech looks now. Okay, so we're training the cavalry. We're researching the cavalry specialists line. And we're getting close to getting spears and missiles unlocked. So 1 more skirmisher unit, a couple more spears, and then we'll be able to go down those. Okay, so we've got a risk of rebellion down here in Cumberland because our king just left. But that will be resolved in a couple of turns when we capture the church over here. So we also have the opportunity to do some more upgrades. Let's see, that's going to cost 2,600. So is that. That's going to cost more. This is going to cost even more. This is the better bang for our buck. So it's 15 extra food. And we can afford it, so let's do that. Actually, you know what? Let's not, because the enemy army may show up. That's going to give us 10. And, you know, some decent income as well, so we'll go that route. We also have a Northleode fleet. And so I did take my heir and move him back into Strathballen so that we didn't have a repeat of what happened before when Northleode was able to just sail right in unopposed and take it. It looks like they're pretty under strength here. The icons next to the number of units give some indication... Oh, interesting. Okay, so... yeah, here's where we're going to get into trouble. So, Kirken wants us to join them in their war against Orkneyar, but also Sudreyar. That's actually not too bad. Usually Sudreyar does very well, and they become a terrifying presence in the Western Isles and in Ireland. But they haven't made any progress down here, and this Irish faction, Uleid, is actually getting up into this part of the world. So I don't feel too worried about Sudreyar right now. So I think we'll enter the war on side of the ally. Now there is an opportunity here as well, because the main army of Northleode is going up to snipe these villages of Kirken, and we could head up after them and grab some of this land for ourselves. So let's go ahead. We'll enter the war on side of ally. Honor that alliance. Here comes Orkney. All right, Westmoringus was destroyed. That is an English faction, so Northumbria did that. Yep, okay. So we lost or failed the mission to give this guy an agricultural estate. That's fine. He's going to be a little less loyal now. Okay, but he did just gain a trait, resourceful. Well, this is the character who went mad last episode, so I'm not too sure that he's going to be very long with us. We may have to remove him from office. Okay, so Ulaid may find themselves in some trouble. They're now getting into a war with another Irish faction here, and so that may change the landscape to our west. Orkney and Kirken, yep, are at war. We knew that. We got some attrition on our king's army. They won't quite be able to get there.
For the glory of the Cymry. Battle calls.
And that means we'll be able to hit them and destroy this force very soon. I'm not seeing anything coming up from our south either, so we're going to get these guys marched right over. They're taking some attrition along the way, but I don't care. We've got to get here before this army decides to march back down. Okay. So now that this army's gone, it really doesn't open up anything for us right now because they're going to be replenishing. Kirken may just take this back soon, and I don't think we can take this army on right now. Do we have military access with Kirken? Because it might be nice to get that. No, we don't. So let's go for that.
Let's talk.
And you know what? Let's see if we can have some money. They may not go for that. Okay. Just straight up military access. So now we can march on their territory if we wanted to, and grab some settlements. Yeah, Fortru's getting in trouble, but Kirken may also be attacked in the north and lose a lot of their territory up there. All right, so we'll just hang out here. We don't have the food to train any more units right now. We are going for money down there. Let's see. Since we're already building an Alt Clut, let's double down on that with some more economy investment with a pottery maker. One of the things I really love about this game is how quickly the landscape can change. It's kind of like when, well, to those of you of a certain age, if you remember playing like original Rome Total War when that came out, and then Barbarian Invasion gets released, and all of a sudden, you know, you get used to how things develop in vanilla Rome Total War, where factions expand in predictable ways, and you sort of know, okay, Egypt is always going to do really well, Britain's going to do really well, the Romans are going to do really well, this is how the campaign is going to run. But when Barbarian Invasion came out and you had hordes running all over the place doing this domino effect, all of a sudden it was very interesting. And so something like that is happening here in Thrones, where you have factions that can rise and fall in just a matter of turns. And so it's very dramatic and interesting to follow. So, okay, Ulaid here wants a friendship with us, and they're going to pay for it. And yeah, I kind of want a friendly faction to my west, again, because I'm focusing mostly on the south and east. So we'll go with, actually, let's see if there's anything else they have or want. Military access? No, we'll maybe try that later, because I may want to get some access to some of this territory at some point.
All right then.
All right, so we made a little bit of money off of that. They wanted to secure their flank so they can attend to their Irish war. All right, we've lost a bit of heroism. Why is that? Oh, there's just natural decline. Okay. Fair enough.
We will serve you well.
All right, they're just
It's hard and fast. Rodri's son will
paralyzed with indecision, I guess. These they kind of know they weren't going to be able to reach this before I was, and so now we're going to be able to attack them and destroy them and take this.
are the best.
Now, this is looking very bad in terms of public order. at -9, so it's a 9% chance of rebellion. Up here, we're looking at a 2% chance. And so they've done quite well to grab these couple of provinces, but I don't think they're going to stick around very long. All right. Yeah, so what I was saying earlier about these icons, so right next to the number 12 here, you can see there's a yellow sort of icon, and right next to the 20 on this Kirkin army, it's green. And that indicates, I believe, the relative like strength of the units that are inside the army. So how fully mustered they are. Have they gone to full unit size, or have they suffered a lot of attrition, or have they just not mustered a lot of men yet? But it took me a long time to figure out what that even was about. I think I had to ask on like the Steam forums or something before I figured it out. So like this army is pretty weak. This 3 units, that 1 was probably just recruited. So it gives you a general idea of how strong the armies are. But like with a lot of modern games, Thrones is pretty poorly documented in terms of its mechanics. You know, a lot of it you can figure out through the tooltips in the game, but you know, there are some things like that you really can't. And it really makes me wish miss the old days of when you had, you know, these fully fleshed out game manuals. All right, so Sudreyar and Fortru are at war. No surprises there. And we've got a cavalry specialist, which means we have a new unit to train, Ikalur. And we've got a bit easier of a time training cavalry units as well. All right, so we've got a new research. Do I want to go up civic again or keep going up tech? I think probably makes sense to keep going up the cavalry side of things, because we go to horse breeding, and that'll improve the charge for all of our cav units. And since we're going to have, you know, considerable cav in all of our armies, that's going to be a big help.
We will serve you well.
All right, so there's 12 here. If I grabbed this, which is possible, right? Like I could theoretically beat this force with what I have and march here. But the problem is this settlement is a mining village, and so the public order is not going to be good. So it's already at a -2 just for having the copper veins there. What I would want to grab is this, because not only does it have some food production as a fishing hamlet, but it also has a little abbey here, which does good things for public order and income. So this would be a great village for me to take, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. That's fine. We'll just hold out. If they want to attack me in a couple of turns, I think we'll be all right.
By no means.
And we should be able to wipe out Westernas here. Let's go take their last settlement.
As you say.
And we'll just occupy that. All right, we're still at -9 public order. But we are going to see that improve. So if we look at the province allegiances here, you see that the Strat Clut allegiance, which of course is my faction, is increasing. It's only at 19.5%. English kingdoms are at 50, but they're decreasing. And North Umbra is also increasing too, so there's a bit of influence from them creeping up. All right, so let's do this. We'll take care of business here and wipe them out. They're not going to be able to retreat from us. And we're going to get some bonuses, some benefits to doing this. So this is their king, a pretty straightforward force. We could probably auto-resolve it, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go with balanced tactics. Nowhere to retreat to there. And we'll get our little bit of replenishment off of that.
Into position.
All right, so we've eliminated them, and we've got our heroism increase, so that's going to help our public order, because that was in the negatives. All right, goodbye, Westernas. Now we can bring this army back. Do I want them in the north, or do I want them over here? Well, I guess it's telling me it's quickest to head north anyway, so that's the way we'll go. We'll keep this other young son in the south to just answer any threats that might appear. Maybe we'll send him over to the east in a little while. And Rune got a trait, averse to risk. So gain from a decisive victory when attacking a weaker target. This gives him an extra point of zeal, which is good for replenishment, public order. So it actually probably would be good to bring him down into the south here, and we want to move onto Carlisle before other factions start to take it from the south. If this army were headed up towards the north, I would be so much more comfortable with moving these guys around elsewhere, but just not going to happen. Okay, so what else can we spend? Well, it's probably a good idea. Well, this is actually, we don't have to convert it, so that's actually fine. So we will do some building up here. And I guess our fields are feeling pretty secure at the moment. So we can go ahead and invest in this for another 15 food. Alright, this is a Viking faction that emerged and got eliminated. So a couple of Irish factions going to war. That's all fine. Alright. These guys are just staying out of the reach of the Scottish factions. And Athmokla has sniped Skonin from Kirken. So we'll just hang around here. Maybe we'll be able to grab something as well. If we can take this from Northleode, for example. They've still only got 12 men in this army, or 12 units, and so I think we could handle it if they were to just turn and attack us. And they're not going to be replenishing anymore because they lost their territory. But they do have this other army approaching, so we've got to kind of stay put to defend against that. So let's bring our armies around. And maybe I can combine some of these two and push on into Carlisle. I think that'll be the probably the next major offensive I want to go on. Once I take this, this is a major settlement. So this is going to have a garrison of 8 units, and we should be able to handle that pretty easily. We can take this, and then there are 2 more settlements that are part of this province. So this is a fairly large one, Cumberland. It's got 5 settlements all told. But we would want, I think this one is a farm, and this one is, that's actually a farm. So what's this? Okay, that looks like a mine. So this is maybe a place for us to stop, at least temporarily. We'll see how the public order is after taking it. There's not much here. In fact, we want to get rid of this grange, I think. It's hurting public order. It's giving more food production. But it might not be doing us a lot of good because we don't have any farms, pastures, or orchards as part of this province. Din Priest has a beach port giving food, but that's not going to be improved by the Grange. The only thing the Grange is going to help is this farm way down here, which we probably won't feel like taking for a while, in part because I don't know that we want to go to war with Northumbria just yet. In any case, that's all in the future. Let's see what we have to do around here. Yeah, the difficulty here is, again, that Edinburgh is kind of a hard stopping point for us. We can grab Abercurnig, but it doesn't really do too much in terms of food or income. It'll be good to take once we take other settlements in the area, but it's hard to move on Edinburgh when you feel like you've got to defend in other parts of the realm. So not a lot changing around here, at least now.
We will serve you well.
All right, a couple more turns, and we'll be able to train 1 or 2 more units. And I think I'll add them up here to this army, because it looks like Northleode is moving some stuff around. Uh-oh. I wanted this one. They could actually move on Edinburgh before I can. Alright, looks like we are going to have a fight here. Alright, pretty even. We'll see what they have. Okay. Yeah, this is not a fight I want. It's not going to do any good for me. It's only going to help Kirkin, because it's not going to open up. So let's say I win here, right? Which obviously I want to win, but it's not going to open up any place that I can move on, because I'm still not going to be strong enough to take Edinburgh, and there's no Northleode settlements in the area that I can take because they've all been taken back by Kirkin. So this is all this is going to do is make it so that Kirkin doesn't have to worry about this army anymore. So I'm doing them kind of a big favor. So way to go, Northleode. Yeah, this is just making it so that Kirkin can now be free to advance into places like Edinburgh, which is what I want to grab. So maybe the right move would have been to drop that defensive pact, or not even to enter into it in the first place with them. I mean, I guess they're making Northleode less of a threat to me, but it really quickly changes in this game. You know, you go from thinking one faction is a a threat to your very existence, to kind of hoping they'll hang on a little bit longer as a buffer to protect you from some larger factions. But let's see, they've got here some Thanes. These are Sax warriors, so both a couple of decent sword units, although not super strong in terms of unit size. Some long axes, a couple of low-tier axe units, only one archer. And so again, we've got the better cavalry, so we can easily handle that just with our light cav. We could keep our general kind of out of it. Yeah, so I think this will be fine. And once again, we're defending the settlement, but as you can see, we're going to be setting up over here. The village is over here, so you know, what exactly are we defending? Well, it wouldn't make sense for us to deploy inside a village, right? I mean, this is just a kind of a nothing hamlet. So it's not like it has great defensive works or walls that we can rely on, so we're going to deploy in the field, which is where we want to be anyway with our cav and archers. All right. So Scout Horsemen, Earl's Horsemen. So this is going to be the stronger unit for sure. Got some decent armor, it looks like. But we can have our old North Horsemen here, and you know, I'm going to put them forward, and we're going to go ahead and let's see, do we want to have them in charge mode? Yeah, we want to, let's hit them as hard as we can. See if a good charge will do something. And I think I'll follow up and support with those scout cavalry. Otherwise, we've just got this very light stuff.
Archers, quick march it is. Kick your mounts. Horsemen, what's your command? We're coming.
All right, they're gonna move. Okay, we might catch them.
They won't break us. Watch it. Wipe them out.
All right, starting to get some losses.
Charge them.
Get out a wedge and.
Horsemen, cavalry, haste along.
All right, we'll pull out. We don't want to get caught by the infantry.
Under enemy fire. Archers. Horsemen. Break them. Don't hold the line. Levy men. Look sharp. Cavalry. Missiles. At the gallop. Incoming charge.
All right. They're coming really hard at us.
Cavalry. They're fighting at us. Heirs of Arthur.
Levy spears and Welsh armored spears, swords. So, oh, those are axemen actually. We get just a charge.
Enemy charge.
All right, that was terrible. They're all formed up.
General is under attack. Get a move on.
All right, let's hit him with our armored swords and
Target their weak points. Get a move
getting sloppy here.
Now we're talking. What? Horsemen, right
That was the Earl's horsemen. We probably could have held out against them a little bit longer.
Spearmen! Archers!
That long axeman. All right, we'll try to hit them.
Horsemen!
Churl archers, I sure hope we can deal with. Halt.
Now!
Off skirmish.
Levy men! Riders, at the pace!
Yeah.
See, they flee before our fight! Spearmen!
Oh, come on.
Ready and willing! Archers! What's your command? Faster, horsemen! We're under fire! Kick your mounts! Horsemen! The men have been routed! They are leaving the field! Let's go to war! Bowmen! Mangle them! At them! Cavalry! Bowmen! Archers! Step of glory! Now we're talking! Have to gallop! Kill them! Show us the foe! Mangle them! Trash them! Riders, up the pace! Target their weak points! Have to gallop! Fire at will! Horsemen! That's the way! It is agreed! Kill them! The enemy! This is Archers!
All right, we got the Earl's horsemen out of there at least. I don't know if we're going to win this. They may come back. Our Old North horsemen are gone. Yeah, we're losing this.
Charge! Show us the foe! Archers!
Get out of here.
Pick those feet up! Kick your mounts! Kick your mounts! Sit down! Watch it! Archers! Cavalry! Who needs thrashing? Boys?
Is that javelin men? Yeah.
Let's draw and regroup! Warriors, flee the battle!
Damn it. And this is going to mean that we're going to lose Strathbellan to one of our allies.
Mangle them! Britons, forever!
And we can't withdraw, so we're just going to lose our heir. Well, let's do it.
Archers!
Wow. We got destroyed in this.
To victory! Loose! Hold the line! Charge! Who needs thrashing?
I mean, I'm surprised they're still fighting on, but yeah, these guys are pretty serious. They haven't even used their Thanes. Alright, let's just speed this up. I was feeling pretty confident before. Alright, there we go. End battle. Oh my gosh, how disappointing. Alright, so this means Carlisle is on hold. We've got to head back north. What a pain. So they're going to sit up there and replenish. Let's see how close Rune is to this territory. Wow. I really... Ugh. This is disappointing. Okay. So they're going to come in there and they're going to take Abercurning. Okay, fine. Take it. It's just a stupid place. Alright, now they didn't take Strathbellan for some reason. They probably looted it or sacked it or something. So I've got... Hey, I got a bunch of food now because all 7 of my units are eliminated. So that's... There's a feather in your cap. Okay. Yep. Our heir, we've got a new heir. So his younger brother is going to take that over. They plundered 1,500 gold from me. They at least didn't take over the settlement. But now we're getting into some events here. We're getting a poor harvest. It's going to hurt public order supplies. All bad. All bad stuff. Wow. Okay, so yeah, we lost Abercurning. Again, that's fine. How close is our king? All right, not too far. And see, what's going to happen is Athfolklaw is going to come in here, and hit me there. Well, they're not going to hit me. They're going to hit Northleode, and they're going to take over what was my settlement. Well, we're going to head up here. We're going to worry about all of that later. We're going to worry about taking attrition later. We're going to replenish on the way. We've got 15 units here. Even if they combine these two,
Not an option.
You know, that's going to be more than what we have. But I think, geez, I think it's going to be enough. Yeah, I don't think it's worth repairing this because they're going to march in and take it next turn, possibly anyway. We're going to get some more food in one turn from the Alt Clut building. Yeah, so I wonder what I did wrong there. I'm going to watch the replay on this and see how I screwed that up. Like, I really thought the Old North Cav would have beaten those heavy Cav handily, and they really struggled. So the Earl's horsemen are probably a much more elite unit. What are they? They didn't... Wow, okay, that was lucky. Wow. Thanks, Athfokla. Alright, Legin is destroyed. It's an Irish faction. Alright. Guggen is... See, he's becoming useful as a governor. He's getting all these governance traits. Alright, and Denawal. Now my heir is down here. Yeah. Alright, we'll get you right here into Din Priest, and we will hope that you know, you can stick around. Okay. There's a 10 stack up here, but you know what? We're going to go for Edinburgh.
Away to war.
We didn't lose Strathbellan. Now, we may lose it to this army next turn. We can't get there this turn anyway.
Will serve you well.
But if they don't move, I'm going right here. If they go into Strathbellan, though, then Athfokla could take it because they could attack them. And if that happens, let's look at our diplomacy because... Who are you allied to? Yeah, they're military allies with Kirkin. And we've got a defensive pact with both of them. So if we attack them, we could see who Kirkin's going to side with, I guess. How's our relationship? It's pretty good, although it's technically deteriorating for some reason. What's their feeling about Athfokla? Very friendly. So 77. Their attitude to us is 149. So maybe if we were to attack Athfokla, if they attacked Strathbellan, maybe Kirkin would stick with us, but maybe not. But maybe that's okay because, you know, a couple of territories up here would be pretty reasonable. All right. Now, I also just saw the announcement that Northleode is at war with Northumbra. So, let's see. Yeah, we could have peace with them now if we wanted. I don't think there's much benefit to that. Although, the benefit is, if we get peace, they're not going to sail and take Strathbellan this turn. So, that's the thing, right? Do we go for peace, which means we're basically resigning ourselves to not attacking down here for a while? Or do we risk that they may attack us there? Let's wait. Let's not get peace just yet, because even if they attack Strathbellan, take this territory from us, and Athfokla takes it next turn, maybe then we'll want peace with Northleode so that we can turn on Athfokla and try to take back some of our territory. Maybe that's the best move. I don't know. Alright, so we're going to be back to full next turn for that army. This army's just sitting around, just being fine. We've got -4 public order here. We could increase that by going this route a little bit. This would give us a bit of public order. The other thing we can do here is decreasing construction costs for all regions and adjacent provinces. So this may be something we convert to at a later stage when we don't feel like we need the public order anymore. That's probably going to be after we take Carlisle. We could also increase public order by upgrading this. We're going to have to do that at some point anyway, but this is pretty expensive right now. So I don't think I'm going to do that. All right, I still think I want to hold off on repairing because they could take this immediately.
My warriors will not falter.
All right. Yep. Let's just wait. See what they do here. All right. Well, that's a relief. Okay, we've got our pottery maker. That's a bit of income. And we've got horse breeding, which is charge for our cav. All right. We can do another research. I think we want to keep going right down this line. For the +6 to melee skill for cavalry units. Yeah, that's going to be good. I think more important than getting supplies. So that'll be that. And here they've still got this army that's annoyingly right outside. Right within range of Strathbellan. Alright, nothing else in the area that's looking menacing. So I could move up here and do a bit of raiding. Yeah, let's get like here.
Move out. Bring back anything of use.
All right, so we're raiding. That's improving our food by 17, actually, so that's pretty nice. Getting us a bit of money as well. All right, so if they attack Strathbellan, as long as these guys don't take it back, which actually they can't. This army is too far, and they've only got a single unit over here. So if they do sail into Strathbellan next turn, I could just immediately take it back. So that's very good. What I'm a little more concerned about now is this army moving on Edinburgh. But we've got some money from our raids so that we can maybe think about upgrading some buildings at this point. And I think we might... No, that's going to hurt us in terms of food. But actually, we can afford it. This is going to be a pretty substantial benefit to our income. Like doubling our income. So if we go for the Hogback Workshop, that's going to increase our fame by a bit, increase public order by 2. It's going to cost 10 food for the upkeep on this, but it's also going to help unit morale in the province. And we may have some fighting to do around here yet. So let's invest in that.
Would you consider a formal friendship?
I would consider it. They're at war with Northleode and Gwynedd. Okay, so they've gone down here. Hard to say how it's going to work out. They're the second strongest faction on the map, and we're number 12. So it would be good to not have to fight these guys immediately, but eventually I'm sure we'll come into conflict. Let's see if they'll pay us a little bit of money. Actually, we could see... Oh, we're offering a marriage. This is the heir. She hurts his influence and increases usurper allegiance. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's see if he'll pay us for taking that harpy off our hands. And getting a declaration of friendship. And they're going to pay us a decent amount, actually. Ooh. Alright, so we can get 1,200 for declaration of friendship and getting rid of this gossip.
It feels like we talked for days to get that.
Alright. That's nice. And again, it'll be interesting to see what this army does right here. And they're moving away. They're going to take back Dunbar. Good, 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 good. Okay, they took Abercurnig. Well, that's annoying. I'm sure we'll come into some conflict at some point.
Cymru forever!
Alright, so Guggen enjoys art. And he's a lush. All right. Oh, he's actually, I should look at his stats again because he is, yeah, he's coming along actually. Despite being insane, he has 6 quills as a governor. And so, you know, I didn't get him the agricultural estate that he wants, but I think he'll be fine. All right, West Saxon, East Angles. So that means we're going to have a big power in the south, probably a big West Saxon power. And we can upgrade our general and our heir. Oh, he's brutish. Okay, this is gained from -5 or lower public order, yeah. Okay, so that's actually nice because it's increasing his zeal, which is going to help with public order. Decreasing his governance, and he's not a terribly good governor. Let's see. Well, he's wise, technical. Strategist is good, and a farmer. So if he actually is a governor... Yeah, okay, so he's harsh, -3. He's got good qualities and bad qualities. Not quite sure what to do with him right now. I needed a cheap general in the field to capture that territory earlier in the episode, but he might be better just sitting around as a governor and increasing the food production. Let's see what we want to do with him here. We could go for... Oh gosh, look at the... Only 3 influence. We need to get him doing some stuff. Let's see. I guess zeal might be good to build up. Helping more with public order, morale, and everything else. Okay. Now there could be a clash brewing between these two factions. Am I close enough to besiege Edinburgh? Yes, I am. This is mine. You back off, Kirkin. You go and fight Northleode for me. Alright, we are going to get going on rams and a couple of towers. Actually, I guess we want 2 towers and 1 ram. That'll probably work. I think we'll do fine. Balance of power is basically even, so we would need to assault this. Maybe we'll wait, starve them out a little bit. And so we're going to maintain this siege, and I think that'll be a good point for us to stop the episode. We'll see what happens, because they could certainly take this army over here by sea and attack us. It could be that Kirkin attacks them, and then we won't have to worry about that. But either way, I'm thinking a fight for Edinburgh is coming up in the next episode. So thank you very much for joining me, folks, and I hope you'll stick around. Until then, take care.